What's up everyone, it's Sendoh, and once again the Counter-Strike market is being hit by a new manipulation. Out of nowhere, a pretty popular M4 skin like the boost kill has completely exploded in price. We're talking about a skin that was selling for around $50 in factory new this past June, and now it's been sold for over $403. An absolute madness. And the worst part is that there's not even a logical explanation for this price spike. It's not a skin that's going to disappear, it's not being used by a particular pro player, and it doesn't even have a lower stock than expected. It's just a skin that has been in the game for years and was always seen as a nice and affordable M4. So today we're going to talk about this because it's not the only Counter-Strike item that's being manipulated right now. Let's get into it. A few weeks ago I told you about a Counter-Strike sticker that had gone up a lot in price, and it was the perfect example of a classic market manipulation. Back then, the Evil Geniuses Stockholm 2021 holographic sticker was valued at €30, a totally ridiculous price since less than a month earlier it was worth only €1.15. The news that this sticker had skyrocketed spread like wildfire, and a lot more people jumped on the bandwagon. In fact, right now it's been sold for over €73. That said, just last night there was a little scare where a bunch of units sold for €40 until the price stabilized again at around 65. Some people, for whatever reason, are saying that this price increase is because Evil Geniuses won't be competing in Counter-Strike anymore. But honestly, that's a completely stupid reason, because if that were true, all of the other stickers from that team would also be going up in price, and that's not happening. This is just the snowball effect getting bigger and bigger until eventually people realize that this sticker is not worth this much, and then everyone starts selling. The price rise of this sticker is already way bigger than expected, but like every bubble, it's only a matter of time until it bursts, and the people who bought this sticker at €65 are going to be left with nothing. We've already seen the first scare, so this is going to keep shaking until people panic, just like what's happening with the new trendy skin for market manipulators. The M4A4 Buzz Kill is another clear example of senseless manipulation in the CS2 market. This is a skin that has always been known as a cheap M4 skin. Pretty nice, but very affordable. In fact, we've even given it away on this channel in field tested, and it's gone from being worth just €10 to now over 47. So, well, the person who won that giveaway must be celebrating a lot. The problem with all of this is that once again it's just way too easy to manipulate the CS2 market. All it takes is to pick a specific affordable skin and start pumping up the sales. People see this happening, start talking about it, and suggest it could be a great investment or an easy way to make money. The more the news spreads, the higher the price goes, until the peak moment when the people who had stacked up on cheap stock start selling, making the price crash. And then a lot of people who got in late end up losing money. There's absolutely no reason beyond pure manipulation to explain such a sudden price spike. It's not exclusive, not unique, not about to be removed from the game due to copyright issues. It's simply the same story as with the Evil Geniuses sticker. People talk about it, see the price rising and jump on the train, just like it's happened with so many Counter-Strike skins in the past. The real issue with all of this is that it once again makes a joke out of Counter-Strike's economy. It's a market that's just way too easy to manipulate, and Valve might be getting tired of all this noise and headlines. It's no coincidence that in recent weeks we've seen leaks of a case where you could pick whatever skin you want, as well as changes to the Steam market and its interface. Nothing here is random. Valve is fully aware of how much money they lose outside of the Steam market. A huge portion of global skin trading doesn't even happen on their own platform, but through websites like CS Float or Chinese markets, where Valve can take a cut of every transaction like they do on Steam. Sure, when a skin price is manipulated, they still profit from every sale on their own market, so it benefits them too, but at the same time, throughout CS2's development, we've been seeing several changes to the game's economy, attempts to take back some control over the market or push players toward buying within the Steam market instead of using external platforms. A clear example of this is the current 8-day trade hold. If you buy a skin from an external site, you have to wait 8 days before you can apply a charm, use it in a contract, or even store it. Same goes for cases and exclusive stickers. You can't store them either. It all just makes the process slower and more annoying. But if you buy directly from the Steam market, you don't have to wait. You get the skin instantly, you can customize it, add charms, use it for contracts, store it, whatever. In general, you get way more advantages than if you buy elsewhere. Of course, the Steam market is still way more expensive than other external sites, but it looks like Valve might start making more changes to push trading back onto their platform. Maybe raising the maximum selling price for skins, lowering platform fees, adding more perks for using the Steam market, or even applying restrictions to prevent manipulations like the ones we've seen lately. We're currently in a very uncertain moment for the skin market because every change Valve has been adding seems to be aimed at limiting the market just a little more, still giving us freedom but also making things a bit more complicated. We'll see in the coming weeks what the dev team has in store, but I think the next few months of CS2 are going to be very interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with the latest CS2 news. I'm Sendoh and I'll see you next time. Bye!